All right, everyone. So I'm sure that you guys are aware we have a crazy fusion event going on right now that is incredibly resource intensive. It's always a struggle, even if you are an endgame player, to be able to find the resources, time, and investment to be able to complete one of these legendary champion fusions. And if you are not going for it, I 1000% understand. I'm even contemplating whether this is going to be one of the first fusions that I really make the decision early on to just skip out on, because it's a big commitment. Now, in this fusion, though, we actually have some very strong, rare, and epic champions that are definitely going to be worth having in your arsenal. I would say that if you're not going to take the time and resources to go for the legendary, you're definitely going to want to put at least a little bit of time and resources into getting some of these rares and epics, because they're absolutely going to be champions you're going to want in your arsenal. So let's go through those champions. Let's start off with the epics. We got 4 of them that we need for the actual legendary fusion. However, if you're not going to fuse Rotos himself, there is one epic here that really stands out, and that's going to be the second one on the list right here, and it's going to be Sepulchre Sentinel. I apologize if I mispronounced that name, by the way. You guys know I'm not really the best with pronunciations ever since the Big Un incident, but this is a very strong champion, especially for an epic champion that we can end up getting without having to summon shards and get from the fusion event directly. So if you take a look at her skills ability, she is a defensive based champion, so right off the bat that is a great start, because as you get to the mid and late game, you are absolutely going to want to prioritize defensive and HP based champions over attack based champions because of their survivability, in addition to also being very competitive with the amount of damage that they do. Now, her skill kit, her first skill here is her auto attack. Attacks one enemy, has a 40% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. So you have the strong version of the decrease attack debuff on her auto attack, which is great. You also have the potential to increase the effectiveness through skill books. Moving on to her second skill, places a 60% increased defense buff and a block debuffs buff on all allies for 2 turns, and you can lower that down to a 4-turn cooldown. Very strong second skill right here, with the combination of having that strong decreased attack debuff on her auto attack. You have 2 phenomenal skills on an epic champion. She also has a passive, has a 25% chance, which of course you can boost with skill books, of completely blocking incoming damage when this champion or their allies are attacked. Occurs once per turn. So this is going to come in extremely clutch in certain situations. It is going to be RNG based, but you know, so is pretty much everything in Raid Shadow Legends, and definitely an interesting passive ability to go along with 2 incredibly powerful skills. Increases ally defense in all battles by 25%, which is again another strong ability, an aura skill to be specific, and definitely going to be a great epic. I would say easily going to be in the top 10 to 25% of all epics in the game, and you can get it without having to rely on RNG summoning your shards. Now, if you do want to end up getting this epic champion, you are going to need to participate in some of the fusion events, but not all of them like you would if you decide to fuse Rotos. So for Sepulchre Sentinel, you're going to need to do the Dungeon Divers number 2 event. Very importantly, a lot of these events, there's actually 2 of them, so this is not the first one, it would be the second one. The Dragon Tournament 2, so at the time that this video is being posted on the channel, I believe there is another Dragon Tournament going on, but that's Dragon Tournament 1. This one doesn't start until the 25th of February. You have the Spider Tournament, which is going on right now. However, if you already have a Mystic hand, because he's not a new champion, you don't have to worry about this. And Hollow is from the Arena Assault, which starts in a few days at the time of me posting this video. But once again, Hollow is not a new champion, so if you already have Hollow, you don't have to worry about this. Soulbound, Soul Bonds, Bowyer, and Mirrodin, those are new champions. Those you will definitely want to mark your calendars, participate in those events if you are going for Sepulchre Sentinel. So that's going to be the standout epic champion right off the bat. Now, as we move into rare champions, there are absolutely some very, very powerful rares in here that you are going to want on your arsenal. If you don't have them already, you're going to want to take the time to get these champions and have them available to you, especially if you are free to play or you don't really do a lot of summons. If you have limited resources, these rares are going to come in very, very handy. So let's get to number 1. Now, number 1 is going to be, of course, Apothecary. So this fusion event, you have the opportunity to get what is going to be widely regarded as either the number 1 or the top 2, top 3, somewhere in the top 3 of all rare champions in the game. He is that powerful of a support. He has some phenomenal skills, attacks 3 times at random on his auto attack. His second ability heals a target ally by 35% HP. This heal can be critical. And really one of the main reason why he stands out is places a 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns. Fills the turn meter of all allies by 15%. This can go down to a 3-turn cooldown as well. And remember, because he is a rare champion, you don't have to use epic or legendary books. You can just end up booking him up with rare books, which are a lot easier to get. So increases ally defense in dungeons by 21% as well on his aura. Not really the main feature of him, but with this boon of speed ability, a heal, and a pretty solid auto attack, he is going to be a very powerful champion for those of you guys who are still in the early to mid game, I would say. So that's going to be one champion. Now, I know Apothecary you can end up getting from one of the Summon Rush events that we have, and it's actually going on right now. Now, if you want to get Apothecary, you need to get a total of 1,400 points. There is a chart that details what gives you points. You get 1 from Mysteries, 20 from Ancients, 120 from Voids, and 500 from Sacred Charts. And I will mention this as a bit of a disclaimer PSA. If you guys know for a fact that you cannot get the 1,400 points, there's no way you can do it. You don't have enough Mystery Shards or anything like that. I would not summon on this Summon Rush, because there's going to be another one coming up in a few days, and another one of the very good rare champions that I wanted to talk about today is going to be in that second Summon Rush. So you don't want to, for example, get 1,300 points, realize that you're going to be 100 short, and then have wasted all those resources, and now there's no way you'll ever have a chance of getting the second rare in the second Summon Rush. So plan ahead a little bit. If it takes a little bit of time, that's okay, because resources can be take a long time and be difficult to come by, and you don't want to waste a bunch and realize that you're not going to get the rewards that you were originally hoping for. So that's going to be the second very solid rare champion that you're going to want to get from the Fusion. Now moving on to the third really solid rare champion that you're going to want to get from the Fusion, and that is going to end up being Reliquary Tender. I said third champion, I might have meant second rare, third champion overall, but we did talk about one epic in this video already. And Reliquary Tender is a champion that we actually had access to in another Fusion, but if you participated in that Fusion, you've already used her. If you haven't gotten another copy of her, she is a Void champion, which means in comparison to, for example, Apothecary, she's going to be a lot more difficult to come by, because you can't get her from Ancient Shards. You have to end up getting her from only from Void Shards. But this Fusion, you have another opportunity to get her again. So she has a couple skills here. Her first skill, attacks one enemy, has a 20% chance, which of course you can increase with those buff debuff chances, of placing a 25% decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. So yes, it is the weaker version of it, but it's still on the auto attack, and this isn't really even the primary reason of why she is so good. It's her second ability. Removes all debuffs from all allies and places a 15% continuous heal buff on them for 2 turns. You've got a 5-turn cooldown. However, it can be lowered down to a 3-turn cooldown. So you have a very, very powerful support / utility type skill right there. And of course, her final skill revives an ally with 30% HP and fills their turn meter by 30%, which you can lower down to a 5-turn cooldown. So just for a Void rare support champion, she is incredibly powerful, mainly because of that second skill. And if you either don't have her, or you got her but you used her for the other Fusion event, this is another opportunity to get her without having to summon a bunch of Void Shards. So those are the 3. Again, it was 1 epic and 2 rares that I would say are must get. Like, if you don't have them, and especially if you don't do a lot of summons, you're probably going to want to take the time and resources to get those champions if you don't plan on using them for the actual Legendary Fusion. Now, there are a couple of runner-ups, though, that I wanted to mention briefly, and one of them is going to be this champion right here. It is Soul Bond Bowyer. Now, you might be like, what? This is a new champion, right? You're right. It is a new champion. When you take a look at her skills, doesn't seem super insanely good, and I'm not saying she's amazing or anything like that. If she was, I would have put her in the must-get list instead of the runner-up list, but there's one thing that stands out, and that is the fact that she is an AoE auto-attack champion. For a rare, we don't really have that many of these. I don't remember off the top of my head exactly how many, but it's very, very few. So to have another champion join that list of rares that has an area of effect auto attack is quite powerful indeed. So her skill 1, attacks all enemies, has an additional 25% chance of inflicting a critical hit. Second skill, attacks one enemy, has a 25% chance of inflicting a critical hit. Will ignore 75% of the target's defense. Let's see, attacks one enemy has an additional 25% chance of inflicting a critical hit. Also has a 75% chance of fully depleting the target's turn meter. And you can see skill books give quite a bit of benefit to these skills as well. You also have 12% crit rate in all battles. You know, decent aura, I guess, is better than nothing. But, having that area of effect auto attack is going to be another champion that we can add to the arsenal that can actually do some AoEs. So that's why she's in that runner-up list. Now, you also have an older champion, but a very, very strong support champion, Runic Warder. If you are somebody who doesn't have like a lot of support epics or just a lot of champions in general, he's going to be a fantastic rare substitute with some very powerful skills. You have his first ability, which is just an auto attack. Not really the reason why he's powerful. It's not until you get to his second skill, attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 30% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. This is the stronger version of that debuff as well. And he has his third skill, which is very powerful. You can actually lower it down to a 3-turn cooldown as well. Places a 15% reflect damage buff and a 7.5% continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns. So that is quite a strong skill. Now, there are some other, okay-ish rare champions, but generally speaking, this was kind of like the list of the must-get champions as well as a couple of the runner-ups. And this fusion, if you guys aren't going for the legendary, which again, I'm guessing is going to be most of you, we do have that opportunity to spend less time and less resources, not working on all of the events, but just working on a select few of them in order to get some of these rares and epics that are actually surprisingly not that bad. I would say better than most of the other fusion champions that we've had in the other fusions. So definitely a little bit of a reminder. Take some time to plan it out. If you guys don't have those champions, if you're not going for the fusion, go back through and take a look at the actual calendar, see what champions you're looking for, when the event is going to start, and kind of take a few minutes to plan it out, because you don't want to miss out on that opportunity, because who knows when it might come back for some of these champions without having to get lucky on shard pulls, of course. But with that all being said, that is going to be it for the video today. I hope that you guys enjoyed and this helped out. If you guys did enjoy this video and you want more videos like this in the future, consider subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate all the support, everyone. Tossing a quick like means a whole bunch as well, so thank you to all of you guys to do that. And more Raid Shadow Legends videos should be popping up on the screen right about now. Thanks again, everyone, for watching. Have a fantastic day. This is Salt of the Salted Guild, signing out.